Oh yeah, like my parents are both very different people, and the it's hard like being a parent, I think. But I know that I was luckier than others in that fairly young I realized that the embarrassing things that my parents did were no reflection on me. Like that's just how they are. That's them, and I can either spend my time being embarrassed and looking for their approval or whatever, or I can just accept that they love me and they're imperfect. And that's okay because that I'm imperfect too. And I realized that when I was in like maybe junior high or high school. So I think that helped me when we were in high school to not have to worry about living up to what my parents wanted. And they didn't, it's good too. I feel like they didn't pressure me either. They probably helped me figure that out. Is that it's okay that I don't have to live for their approval. I can just be myself. And my mom is not as emotional as a crier as my dad, but was always there. Like every time I called my mom, or when I was in high school, I had a lot of activities that I did. She would just say, "Okay, what can we do to help?" Always, every time. Like she's that in the background, backbone of the family, always doing what she can and just taking it all and doing it. And I really appreciate that example that she set of that, of always being there. I knew that I could always depend on my parents, always. My dad is more emotional and cries more, but he will do what he can do to help us. Like that, I've never doubted that my parents would help me in any way that they could, never. And I don't think my siblings have either. And even not just with me, but when my youngest sister Holly didn't get married in the temple at first, they didn't like try to keep it hush hush. They just said it and then did a big fancy reception because they still loved her and they wanted her to be happy. And I know that that's how they feel about all their kids. And they probably, their focus on relationships probably has affected mine, I'm sure. And they encouraged us in our relationships with our extended family members and our friends. And the first Christmas that Rex and I were married, we didn't go home to either his house or my house for Christmas. We just stayed in our little apartment. And they were okay with that. They didn't ever try to make us feel guilty the time that we spent with the Goodmans or if we just stayed with our own family. They're real accepting of other people. Mm-hmm. And so we would do anything for them too, really. When we had that family reunion that my dad had in Panaca, we just were like, "Hey, we'll help you," and did the crafts and all that stuff. We just really, they would never have asked us specifically to help them, but we just wanted to because of how much they've helped us. We knew it was important to my dad. And we all know, like, the preschool Christmas program is an important thing to my mom, and playing the organ is important to her. We want to support them and in those things too.